very large question because it's happened from such a long time ago.
Of course, of course.
And when I think about my background, I think about my birth mother and
Yes.
being in the womb, and that's supposed to be a comfortable, cozy position while you're inside your mother's womb. And I think my spiritual journey started during that time, where my birth mother was confused, and a lot of mothers are when they're 19, or even if you're married and wanting to have a child, you get confused.
Of course.
And maybe some self-doubt, self-deprecation attitudes towards herself affected my cells. And through that journey of feeling abandoned and neglected or not wanted, spurred my spiritual journey. And through uncovering some of that happened so far long ago, really brought me to all the different modalities that I know now to help other people who are going through similar journeys, maybe for different reasons, but similar journeys of trying to figure out why there is this dual thought inside.
Right.
Or sometimes they feel really strong, and on another day they feel, I can't do this, and they have a lot of self-doubt. And it's come to through many different modalities. For example, I've tried talk therapy with counselors, and for that time it probably was a good avenue just to hear myself speak out loud, but it actually didn't provide me with healing. My mind knew the answer, but my body hadn't caught up. So then I started seeking out people who could bring my mind and my body together. It was a very strange feeling inside to mentally know it, but physically not be in alignment. So through also various events that happened in my life, when I was 17, my mother had passed away, so that was like a big event that went through my whole body. And that also allowed me and provided me opportunities for more growth and to turn grief into grace. A lot of prayer, meditation, and probably other words that I would call now is to rise my frequency, rise my vibration. Because for me, my understanding of the way God has worked in my life is it's not that God comes down to my level. I need to go to God's level, which is to shed various feelings like fear, abandonment, rejection. And once I shed that, I'm able to reach where God is at, and that's where that feeling of awe, grace, and people may call it miracles. People have all different words for it, mysteries. But that's where good decisions happen for me in my life. If I'm wearing glasses of anxiety or depression or anger, I'm going to make a very different decision than if I was feeling creative, joy, and like overflowing like a fountain. And over time, my body started to get used to feeling happy and joyful, and I wanted to continue that feeling. And along the way, people came in my path that added more and more to my healing journey. For example, I ended up going to divinity school, and I remember when God called me to go to become a minister. I remember looking behind me thinking, you can't be calling me. I don't want to clean up my act that much. But as the journey goes, the college paid full boat for me to go. It was, because it made it seem that I had no alternative but to go, because God clearly was calling me. And I feel that it's easier to do what God asks you to do than to avoid it. There becomes a very deep discomfort inside when you're avoiding perhaps your contract or your purpose, what you came here to do. So yes, so that's just a little bit of my background. Along the way, after I went to divinity school, I went to massage school where I learned how to do protocols of energy work, deep tissue, ways to release that intersection of emotion, physical, and spirituality. And just the fact that I spent that money on massage school, that alone helped me heal.
Wow.
It was amazing, just all the emotions that came out while I was being massaged. I had no idea. I didn't know what I didn't know until I was there. And I have people now who come here thinking that, to the soul place, that come here thinking that they're releasing sore muscles, but there is an emotional and spiritual component. And what I become is a facilitator. And through our connection, sometimes I meet people for the first time and they're able to unload very deep, hurtful events that have happened. But when they do that, and I'm either doing craniosacral, energy work, deep tissue, trigger point therapy, if they're able to connect the emotion, spiritual, and allow the physical release, there is deep healing that goes on where things from the past, where it feels like timelines or tentacles, they just release. And it is an amazing journey for me just to watch that happen.